All right, everybody. Sorry I took so long. I know I said I was going to have something last night. Truth is, I'm not going to lie. I ended up getting wrapped up watching Nate, Valhalla VFT. Shout out to him. And then I was on the phone with my buddy Demos for a couple hours. And I'm starting late. So this video, you guys aren't going to be seeing this until, what is it going to be now? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday morning. All right, here we go. All right, now, let's start strong. So Ian Carroll says mandatory viewing for all voting Americans in 2026. And Harrison Smith says, I might get offed for posting this. The least you could do is watch it. So we're going to do just that and watch it. Let's see.
But an eighth front war.
I think there's another revolution coming. I tend to steer it along with the achievement of a broader peace. When history is within reach.
So what Israel is fighting here is not merely a seven-front war, but an eighth-front war. For the Jews against Rome. Rome and Jerusalem clashed over values with a great tragedy for the Jewish people. Well, we lost that one. We have to win the next one. But the new Rome, the United States, Jews against Rome.
We stopped playing defense and have moved to offense.
The weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well.
But we need the kind of genius that manufactured Apollo gold pagers and infiltrated Hezbollah for over a decade to prepare for this battle.
But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are in social media.
Because the next war will be decided based on how Israel and its allies perform online as much as offline.
Yo, I'm not going to lie. This is actually kind of scary.
Disinformation campaign.
It is actually this eighth front where our enemies believe they can actually defeat the Jewish state.
This is the kind of ingenuity and inventiveness that have always been a hallmark of the state of Israel, that have always been a characteristic of the Jewish people. I know we can do it.
A lot of this is done with money.
Invested billions and billions of dollars in the information battlefield.
Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster.
We prohibit harmful stereotypes about Jewish people, such as claims that Jews control financial, political, or media institutions.
You're damn right we're going to cancel that.
Who did Einstein work for again? Big E? J.E.? Egghead? If you don't get that one, we'll get to that another time.
Them and deplatform them.
We monitor them online, social media, messaging apps, video games, cryptocurrency.
Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters.
Podcasts, short form video, Wikipedia, LLM.
American haters.
All right, so I'm definitely on a list. Short form podcast, social media. All right, good to know. And I am not a hater, by the way. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Churchill haters.
We monitor these people and we share the intelligence with the FBI.
You think your stupid little podcast is going to change the world like hell it is?
Social media.
You know what? Maybe it won't, but I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, this is the new battlefield.
You don't get to wrap your psychotic, mental, unhinged Nazi.
We do not allow Holocaust denial and distortion.
And the most important purchase that is going on right now is...
So basically, it's all censorship. It's just all censorship for your agenda, for your war against the new Rome, which is us, America. And everything that you guys are saying goes against the First and Fourth Amendments. I hope you guys understand this. Everything that we've just heard so far, it completely contradicts the First Amendment for freedom of speech and the Fourth Amendment.
Is
TikTok.
TikTok, number one.
For every 30 minutes.
Oh, I hope they get into Erica Lindell and how she completely butchered TikTok. And you know what? I want to watch this. I'm not going to go on one of my long rants, but I just want to say, okay, I believe it was either June or July that they got Erica Lindell, who is a former IDF instructor, possible, likely, probable, however you want to word it, Mossad asset or agent, to get involved with TikTok, which was supposed to be to combat hate speech and anti-Semitism. But I don't know if you guys remember this. I'm sure you do if you were on TikTok in, I don't know, maybe mid-September after a certain individual got offed. But there was a whole lot of hate speech. A whole lot of hate speech. So they did a great job censoring anything that was about, conflicts in the Middle East or certain files that we got recently. Like anything that was talking about that, they did a great job censoring. But when it came to the hate speech allegedly from the left about Charlie Kirk, I mean, that just ran rampant, didn't it? Yes or no? Yes or no? When Charlie Kirk died, all you saw on TikTok was either the traumatic event himself, the traumatic event itself, him actually getting whatever happened to him and dying, like right in front of our eyes. And then it was all, I stand with Charlie Kirk, I believe in Charlie Kirk, all this pro-right propaganda, a lot of pro-certain foreign nation propaganda, or the left just mocking him and celebrating and all this crap. And I believe that was done on purpose by these people to drive the wedge between Americans even further. Because as long as we're fighting each other, we got our eyes off of the ball and we're not paying attention to the real problem.
That someone watches TikTok, they become 17% more anti-Semitic.
So you have TikTok.
How is that possible? How is that possible? Like maybe because we're seeing what's going on? And is it really, like, what's your definition of anti-Semitic? Is criticism of alleged and potential war crimes considered anti-Semitic? Because it sounds to me like you guys are just trying to censor Americans to brainwash us and avoid accountability. But that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'll tell you one thing. I am not anti-Semitic. I love my Jewish friends. I have nothing but love for the Jewish people. I have nothing but love for all people. I believe in individual accountability. All this tribalism, it's no good for our country. It's no good for the world. And we need to pay attention to where it's coming from and why.
Smashing our young people's brains all day long with video of carnage in Gaza.
We really have a TikTok problem.
Because anything that we try to say to them, they are hearing it through this wall of carnage, and I sound obscene.
Anti-Zionism is just Jew hatred.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Maybe it's egghead hatred. Maybe it's just, not wanting to see children get trafficked and abused or blown up, or drone strikes into hospitals, mass surveillance like they're clearly talking about, making lists. I mean, wasn't the whole reason that we were supposed to be sympathetic towards the Jews is because this type of stuff happened to them, that they were profiled, that they were targeted and put in lists, and people came after them? But now it's okay for them to violate our constitutional rights and do it to us because we don't agree with their crimes and abuse and killing of youngins? Is it me? Listen, if I'm wrong, please correct me. Please correct me. I'm down to have a sit down with anybody, okay? Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, Benjamin Netanyahu himself. I got no problem talking to any of these guys. And I don't hate any of them. In fact, I hope you guys find Jesus, because you can make the world a much better place if you do.
We updated our policies
to designate the use of the term Zionist
to recognize that the term Zionist
as a proxy for a protected attribute
can be used as a proxy for Jews and Israelis.
As hate speech.
Why can't Israel be doing some sort of, counterintelligence?
Right now, the ADL is co-writing Sunday school curriculum.
Information warfare like this.
It's building the technology to train the LLMs more effectively.
Like psychological operations in America.
As part of a robust framework to combat anti-Semitism, we have industry-leading policies designed with the safety of the Jewish community in mind.
You're right, we control the media. So what are you going to do about it? You're going to bitch on Twitter? Like, okay. Meanwhile, we're going to control more of the media.
And working with OpenAI, with Alphabet, with Anthropic, with Meta, with Microsoft, we are working with them now to train the LLMs.
We also have, I think, over 2 dozen
really
Jewish organizations that are constantly...
This is really scary, especially with everything that we're seeing in those files that came out, and knowing that he was working for them.
us intelligence and information.
So number one, we measure and track. Number two, we monitor and disrupt. We have a whole apparatus. I have 40 analysts working full-time, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, monitoring extremists.
Monitoring campuses, digital networks, activist groups, and public officials.
We have several PhDs on staff. We have a network of academics and scholars we work with around the country.
I've talked to the leaders of AI in the world, and you ask yourself, there's so many blessings in this, but there could be a curse.
First thing a country needs to do is to unify all of their data so it can be consumed and used by the AI model.
We need to invest in intelligence to understand who are the anti-Semites, who's funding them, what's their plans, who are the leaders, and then once we have that, we can define who is an enemy we can attack.
Who is an enemy we can attack?
You have to take all of your healthcare data, your diagnostic data, your genomic data. We have to take all of this data we have in our country and move it into a single, if you will, unified data platform.
And in case you were born yesterday, this is Larry Ellison. This guy has been producing software that the CIA uses since the late 80s. He is the new owner of the TikTok, the version of TikTok that we in America use. His, I don't know if it's just his son or him and his son. They've been buying up a lot of the mainstream media in America. Paramount News like CBS, MTV, Comedy Central, I believe. Now, Netflix was going to buy Warner Brothers, and they're blocking that so they could buy that as well. Guy wants to own Batman. And he's also working on technology. He wants to have cameras that are everywhere, running 24/7, even on police officers, body cams, that he has said himself that they would not even go off if they had to go to the bathroom, that they just wouldn't be accessible, like just in case they lied about going to the bathroom, that they could get a subpoena, but not to worry because they can't look and see what they were doing. They can't actually watch the guy taking a shit unless they get a subpoena. It's like so reassuring. Like they just want to light the Constitution on fire. They want to destroy America. Like, do you realize this? They are destroying America from the inside.
Once we have all this information, we need to empower and mobilize an ecosystem of many organizations that we can incentivize them to work together, to share, and to fight against our common enemies.
Mobilizing millions of people.
Why is it all about fighting? Why do you want to fight everybody?
By our side.
Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
You know, anti-Semites, most of these people running around, we're not going to win their hearts and minds because they don't have hearts and they don't have minds. So, you know, how are we going to, there's no reason to think we're ever going to convince them, but we can.
Because we're just goy, right? Right? Isn't that what wasn't the number one word in all those files was Trump, and the number two was goy? What did they say? That we're goy and we only exist to serve the people of Israel? Yeah. What do you think they want to do with us? What do you think their intentions are with Christians?
And deport them, we can put them in jail, we can make their lives miserable,
We already know what their intentions are with Muslims. You really think their intentions? I mean, read the Talmud. See what they say about Jesus. And you tell me what they think about you if you're a Christian.
Out of their funding?
You've got all these
And I'm not talking about Jews. I'm not generalizing Jews, the people of religious faith. Because I just want to make it clear. A lot of the people that we're seeing here, I don't think they're really Jews. I don't think that the people that we're seeing in this video that are talking are like the Jews in upstate New York in towns like Curious Joel that just want to like live their lives and pray and have a bunch of kids and be left the hell alone. I don't think the Jews in Curious Joel are working on all these databases trying to track us. I think they just want to be fucked off and they want us to fuck off and go about their merry way. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. A lot of people, they're upset about the use of tax dollars and they're playing the system. But let's face it, how many people are on welfare? How many people are getting some form of government aid? Like who are you really worried about? Like what are you worried about them doing with it? You know, I think everybody should be able to live like that. I wish everybody was able, that the government actually did what it's capable of instead of investing all of its money and giving the money to people that hate us and for war and all this death and all this sin. And they actually used it to take care of people on the community level where people could just live less, not totally stress-free lives, but not have to live under duress, that they actually had time to pray and raise their kids and educate them themselves the way that they want and live in peace. But no, they want us all on the mouse wheel, and they want to track everything we do. They want cameras everywhere. They want to track us. We don't have souls. We don't have souls. They need to watch us. They need to study us. They need to get all of our metadata. Everything we do on the phone, you heard it. Everything social media. They're plugging it all into AI. All this technology, and they're assessing. They're wondering: are we going to worship them? Are we going to serve them? Or are we a threat? And if we are a threat, what's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to us? Is that what happened to Charlie Kirk? He decided he wasn't going to serve them anymore, and he became a threat. I think it's a fair question. I think it's a fair question.
Conspiracy theorists online going on and on about how, if you try and say anything, if you try and do anything against Jews, they're going to come after you.
We have featured more than 1,000 anti-Semites.
And they're going to destroy you and take away your business, and therefore you have to be really, really scared.
These Jew haters have faced real consequences, including firings, suspensions, and expulsions.
For what?
And it's kind of starting to become true.
We will shine a light on you that will follow you for the rest of your life. When you look for a job, when you look for a spouse, when you look for a nanny, when you look for anything.
And I love that. I love it.
We remove hate speech against Zionists when these harmful stereotypes about Jews are invoked.
Who? What about the hate speech that I'm seeing in this video? This all seems like hate speech to me. It sounds like you hate America. It sounds like you hate Christians, you hate Muslims, you hate anybody that doesn't think like you and wants to serve your purpose and your cause. That's what I'm seeing. Oh, I gotta lower my mic, sorry. It's gonna be crackling. No, but seriously, that's what I'm getting out of this.
12 months, ADO's filed more lawsuits than the prior 112 years.
Over the weekend, I received concerning news that I was being sued for $5 million.
Vicious, communist, racist, Jew-hating, Israel-bashing monster.
Defendant frequently posts anti-Israel rhetoric accusing Israel of controlling the United States and its politicians.
We at the ZOA will fight these dangerous and monstrous lies with all of our hearts and souls. No appeasement, no conciliation, only a war against this racist hatred of the Jewish people.
When there is a war, it doesn't matter who your enemy is, you need to destroy their offspring to prevent them from creating more offspring.
What you try to do is you want to corral your victim, but in fact, your countries are the victim. So you dehumanize a group of people in human society, and you prepare them for the kill, for the butchery.
A government can do in 2 months more than any organization can do in its lifetime.
The J7 is comprised of the 7 largest diaspora communities. We meet every other week via Zoom to share information, to share best practices.
And we're running everything all the time, from focus groups to attitudinal surveys to randomized controlled trials to identify what interventions work most effectively.
Finally, we have meetings that are some off the record, some on the record with world leaders, in which we share our community's concerns and call for action.
The entire education system in this country, from K through 12 and colleges, must be reformed.
But it's time to limit the First Amendment in order.
What? Ron Lauder. One of Mega Group's finest, I believe. I know he has some ties. He says that they need to reform our entire education, K through 12. That is indoctrination. Indoctrination.
to protect it.
The way we solve anti-Semitism is pretty goddamn simple.
Take control over what they are saying.
Send their ass to jail. It's not complicated.
And quickly before it's too late.
We're monitoring political Islamists and Christian nationalists, all of them. And then we train. We're the largest trainer of law enforcement in America.
You hear that? Political Islamists and Christian nationalists. You mean people that love Jesus in America? You're monitoring us? You're monitoring us? Guys, we're in trouble. We're in a lot of trouble.
America, extremism hate. We train 20,000 officers every year.
Try that again.
It's sending police to people's houses for the social media posts.
Law enforcement. We've been working with them literally since the FBI was founded in the 1930s.
Is that your account? That guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians. That can probably incite somebody to do something radical. That's all we're here to talk about. I
think this is something radical. Like showing up to somebody's house for social media posts. Were they directly trying to incite?
Combat anti-Semitism that is going to work on technology.
We must take all of our technological expertise and all of our available resources to develop methods to launch and win a significant counter-information campaign.
The products of our technical capacities and sometimes technical and intelligence genius, and we're happy to do it.
The office is going to be revamped entirely to be one of the highest profile offices in the State Department.
Because it's not working. Too many young people have never heard of the Holocaust.
The only solution right now is for the governments to...
No. Everybody's heard of the Holocaust. Too many young people haven't heard about the Bolsheviks.
...decide that all the Jews are a protected minority. That means that the government will be obliged to provide the security.
Upgrades to security. Jewish community shouldn't have to be paying for it. We have to pay for our own armed guards? Are you serious?
To fund the institutions, culture, and that everybody in Europe will learn about the Jewish contribution and why they should cherish Jewish presence.
All your synagogues, all your shuls, all paid for. Everything.
Guys, everybody that's always talking
that you
about
need
how
is paid for. I, for one, as a Jewish leader, will no longer talk about anti-Semitism in isolation from Israel. It's what we want immediately.
Show me that same energy.
What do you want? What do you want? No more protests. No more protests.
I'm not an anti-Semite. I just don't like the government of Bibi Netanyahu. No, you're a Jew hater.
Would a group be banned if it accuses Israel of genocide or apartheid?
If those criteria are satisfied, then that is the case.
Any candidate running for a seat in this building...
You realize they are trying to have a license to kill without credibility. I mean, without accountability.
Congress or Senate, we will target them as they target us. Accordingly,
who's targeting
we'll
you?
Start a fund to help their opponents.
Beginning already in Q1, hedge funds get set up in Israel so we can become another capital of finance. I'll argue we will beat London within a short decade as a second capital of finance. It's going to be New York as a gateway to America, Hong Kong a gateway to China, Dubai a gateway to Southeast Asia, and Israel as a gateway to other parts of the world.
So we heard earlier about a mission, a goal to bring 1 million immigrants to Israel.
History has proven that when a country starts with allowing anti-Semitism, the results are not kind to that country.
I want to make...
What about countries that never had, Like, what are we really talking about here? I'm just saying.
A warning to somebody else, and that's American Gentiles. The minute your country is taken over by anti-Semitism, the minute you start to be a country that's not blessing Israel but cursing Israel, you have begun the process of shrinking away from your empire.
And you can decide, you can stay here in New York in a declining empire, or you can come to Israel, which is part of the rising middle of the world, which is moving south and east. That's what I encourage you to do.
Our faith in the American project itself has been shaken. The only serious answer to this challenge
is to believe again that being Jewish is the most important thing in the world.
When we're kicked out of America and America, the whole thing is done, the whole American Jewish project is done, we're gonna be fine.
For decades, American society allowed Jews to live normal lives. This was a pleasant holiday from our destiny. The holiday is over.
The Western culture that stands against the Jews is going down. The West will survive only if it decides to love itself and
the West will survive only? Yo.
If it decides to love us, the Jewish people.
The Jewish people are not normal.
Okay,
we
Samson.
Never really were.
And now that Israel has turned the entire geopolitical situation on its head, our job in the diaspora is to leverage those wins and win here. Do to our enemies here what Israel did to its enemies there.
Yo.
And to the world, I say this.
We can't let this
history
happen.
Will not
we can't let this
remember
go on.
Those who merely denounced hatred in polite language. History will remember those who acted.
This is a small bunch of wannabe Nazis. That's what they are.
Anti-Semitism is pure evil.
If we have to hunt you down the way they hunted down Nazis for decades, we will find your identities. We will find you. We will achieve justice.
I think we're at the cusp of a new age, because I think that we will achieve the expansion of peace. I think that we are at a new age because I think that the possibilities of technology, with their risks, especially in AI, but with their positive benefits, are enormous in every field. I mean, from agriculture to health to transportation and I think that we are together. We can lead this and become not a secondary power, but a primary power.
Yo, this is really scary. Yo, like, what the hell? Why does the world have to be like this? Why? And listen, hate of any kind is wrong, but like, what the hell did I just watch?